So, I'm going to be talking about prostitution, pornography, and the sex industry. What is the sex industry? It consists of three main parts: sex trafficking, prostitution, and pornography. First, I'm going to elaborate on sex trafficking a little more. My social problems book says the term sex trafficking is applied to situations in which a person is coerced, forced, or deceived into prostitution or maintained in prostitution through coercion, which is like manipulation. So they get into something that they really didn't want to in the first place. The global sex industry thrives because of sex trafficking. Um, Places where the sex industry thrives the most are usually in poor economies, including Brazil, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Kenya, the Netherlands, the Philippines, and Thailand. In many third world countries, families will sell their young daughters as young as 10 years old into the sex industry as a source of income for their families. And my social problems book also said that as many as 1.8 million children are entered into the commercial sex trade a year. That's a lot of kids. The biggest day for sex trafficking is the Super Bowl in the United States. Two reasons is because it's an event with a dominant male population, and on top of that, the football game raises like testosterone levels and the men's confidence, and also the atmosphere at the Super Bowl is very busy, so exchanges can be made without anyone noticing because there's just so much going on. My social problems book also defines prostitution as the sale of sexual services for money or goods and without emotional attachments. And this has been referred to as the world's oldest profession. It was widely accepted in many ancient cultures, but not really today. Prostitution is bigger in areas primarily populated by males in places like military bases. And those places are especially heavy with prostitution because there are men mostly, and they're far from home, so they're less likely to get caught and face the consequences of it. And my friend Kennedy said, and she's very passionate about sex trafficking, she told me that every year in Chicago there's a players' ball, which is a banquet for pimps where they win awards based on how much money they make off of their prostitutes. So that's interesting. Most prostitutes are females or children. There is a very low percentage of males who are prostitutes. This is because men are the main gender that buy hookers, and a small percentage of men that are involved in prostitution are still selling themselves to other men. And the percentage of women that buy prostitutes are extremely small and pretty much non-existent. Frequently, women engaging in prostitution are abused by their pimp or by the men they're selling themselves to, so like a lot of them get hurt in the process. They suffer physical injuries such as bruises, broken bones, black eyes, and concussions. Some are even beaten to death. Basically, all the money that the prostitutes make go to the pimps. The women don't get much of the money that they make. The pimp will usually give her the minimum amount of money or food just needed to live. Women and children from Asia and Mexico have been the most frequently exploited by smugglers because these two countries are really poor and populated. Lastly, I'm going to talk about pornography. Social Problems defines it as the graphic depiction of sexual behaviors through pictures and or words, including by electronic or other data retrieval systems, in a manner that is intended to be sexually arousing. Pornography is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Each new development in technology changes the meaning of pornography and brings new demands and regulations for censorship. Pornography is a result of supply and demand, which is just like more people want it, so there's a bigger demand for it, and less people want to do it, and the demand is growing. There are many people that want to watch it, but very people want to be in it. Many people benefit from the industry, such as investors, filmmakers, and owners of the stores that sell porn. Even though it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, the actors don't get paid anything near what normal Hollywood actors get. The people that benefit the least from it are the actors in the films. Many of them are promised a lot of money for doing it, but end up getting paid a fraction of the initial amount if they get paid at all. A lot of them don't get paid at all. The females that are in the films are often abused. The internet has made various types of pornography more readily available to people, even in the workplace, which just means like it's just easier to get these days because of computers and cell phones. This makes the demand for pornography even higher. The sex industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world today. This topic is pretty controversial because many people believe that it's morally wrong, but a lot of people also think that it's necessary because it boosts the economy so much. That's basically it.